Hey everybody, welcome back to Adorama TV. My name is Gary Hughes, and I'm getting ready for a big trip to Iceland. That's right, I am headed to see the World Photographic Cup award ceremony in Iceland. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the Olympics for photographers, where teams of photographers from different countries compete for gold, and I'm gonna go. I'm also gonna stretch that out, make a family vacation out of it, and since I'm going to one of the most awesome places in the world, I'm gonna want to take photos and I'm gonna want to do videos. So why not go over what gear I'm bringing, and maybe we can learn a little something. When you talk about travel gear, of course, you gotta talk about the bag, and this is the bag I'm taking with me. This is the Tenba Axis 16-liter bag. In fact, I've had this one for a while. There is a version 2 now, and by the way, there'll be links to all this stuff in the description of the video that you can check out. If you'd like to get your hands on any of this stuff, that's totally fine. So I may remind you at the end, but that's it. It's all in the description, everything that I'm going to use, I think. All right, so if you know anything about bags, they come in liters, right? And I don't really know what that is. Our friends across the world who use the metric system have a much better idea of what that means. In America, nobody knows, except for scientists probably. But anyway, 16 liters is on the small side. You can go 24, 32, sometimes even 40 liters on a good camera bag. But this is a small one. There's a reason I want to use this, because I have bigger bags, but I'm trying to make the most compact setup I possibly can. And right now, my entire photo and video gear, that whole setup is in this bag, and there's room to spare, which I love that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to take everything out of the bag, lay it on the table, and then talk about everything one by one. All right, my friends, we are ready to go. Can you believe my entire setup is right here on this table? All of the camera and video gear I'm taking with me. I told you I was going to travel light, right? So let's start with, near and dear to my heart, let's start with the camera. This little bag is the field pouch from Peak Design. This is the version 1. They actually are on a version 2 now. I don't get everything for free. I have to buy this stuff with my own money. So, I love this thing. It's weather resistant. It's really like moisture resistant. It's got really good Velcro. The size of the pouch itself is expandable, and it's got lots of little compartments, including a zipper compartment if you want to stash your keys or your phone in here while you're walking around. And that's really what it is. It's a walking around kind of a bag. You can wear it over your shoulder, or you can wear it as a crossbody bag, or you can wear this around your waist, and it's even got a little belt loop if you want to hook it onto your belt. It's incredibly durable, super small and light. And initially when I got it, it has this hook design for like the straps, and I thought, oh man, that's not going to work. And the strap isn't like the most luxurious, but man, does it hold up. I really just got to learn to trust the people at Peak Design. They do such a good job. But you can also, it's got loops to attach. If you happen to have any other Peak Design gear, it's got loops for that. So you can actually hook your camera on the outside. All kinds of neat little features, and a beautiful soft interior that's going to keep your equipment nice and safe. So the camera that I'm taking with me, of course, is my favorite little device. This is the Fujifilm X100VI. Now, this camera, I've been with the X100 series for my run and gun, travel shooting, fun shooting for a few years now, and I absolutely love this as an upgrade with the 40 megapixel sensor and the image stabilization. But I also know that this camera is often on back order because it's so popular. In fact, some of the used prices for this end up being more than the new because you have to wait sometimes to get one. So I've also put in the description 2 other alternatives of cameras that I think would be great and fit in this exact spot in the same ecosystem, including the Fuji X-E5 and the X-M5, which are both interchangeable lens cameras for those of you that want to get a little more utility than just a fixed lens camera. I love this. I love not having a choice of lens. I love just taking this and going and never thinking about it. And this gets down to a beautiful f2. And let me talk a little bit about the accessories. I've got a thumb grip in here, which also helps me hold it a little more stably when I'm not using my strap. And also, this is a big point here. Because of the nature of how I travel with this thing, I think it's really important to protect the screen. In fact, with my X100V, I cracked the screen by not putting it carefully in bags. And so you got to get a really good screen protector on here, and make sure that you keep this thing nice. And I put a link to one of those in the description also. So let's talk about lighting too, right? Because this is just going to leave me with the ability to do, available light photos, which is great. But I love lighting. Follow some of my videos on this channel. And so I found the perfect companion for the X100VI. And it's this. It's the Flashpoint IT32. This is a tiny, look at how cute this thing is. Look at this thing. It's a cute little portable flash. The battery is great. It's chargeable by USB-C. And it's one of the few flashes that I think just sort of size appropriate for these, premium point and shoot cameras, no matter which one you have. It's actually got a pretty nice profile considering. But here's the real trick. I don't always shoot with on-camera flash, right? I like off-camera flash, but I don't want to bring a bunch of gear. Sometimes you just want a little bit of directional light to fill something in, or, you want to make a creative photo. And it's hard to do that sometimes if you're stuck with the flash on camera. This one actually pops off. That's right, the trigger is magnetic to the bottom of the flash itself, so you can actually shoot a little bit off camera, or even have somebody hold it if you're taking a creative shot. It's just so useful. It makes it like 100 times more useful than just an on-camera flash. So now I've got some real lighting options when I travel, and it takes up pretty much no space in the bag. It also comes with a couple of really cool, this kit that you get from Adorama, it comes with a couple of really cool like CTO gels that magnetize to the end of it, and a couple of other accessories. There you go, there it is. Yeah, it's got these, like a CTO gel that you just kind of magnetize onto the front of it, in case you want to, nail that color in camera. How cool is that? I just love stuff like this, man. I really like to nail it in camera because if you know me and you've seen any of my videos about travel photography before, I don't even like to shoot RAW. I shoot JPEG and shoot those straight to my phone for easy sharing. And I even print large prints from it, and it looks great. Just the files on this camera are wild, and I absolutely love them. So there you have it. That is the camera, and that goes in the bag. Boom. Next, this I'm really excited about because I don't normally do a lot of video when I'm traveling. I mostly stick to stills, but I found something that makes me want to do like vlogging style videos on the run, and this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now, just take a look at this thing real quick. This is about the size of a king-size Snickers bar, and it is a 4K gimbaled travel camera that you can basically do like an incredible amount of stuff on the go. And in fact, let me go ahead and record so you can see what it looks like. In fact, if you look at the latest video that I posted before this one that's about product photography, the whole thing is filmed with this. The video quality is insane. It's like voodoo, even in low light. I don't know how, there's witchcraft involved. Definitely witches helped to make this thing. I'm not sure, but it's amazing. And it's super light. The footage is really stable, and it can track your face really beautifully. I love that. And it's just so easy to use and easy to bring with you. And when you're done with it, you just turn it off and stick it back in the bag. Now, I highly recommend that if you are thinking about one of these, the 4 is coming out soon, so the rumor mill says, but the 3 is so good, I can't even imagine what they'll do to the 4. Maybe we'll get a nice price drop on the 3, who knows? But I recommend buying the creator combo. It's only like a little bit more money, and you get extra battery grips, 2 of those in different sizes that add a little threaded screw onto the bottom. You get a little tripod feet to go onto there. You even get this beautiful little DJI wireless mic, and this is set up to automatically connect to the Pocket 3 when you turn it on. You don't even have to do an initial setup. It's just done, which is fantastic. And it comes in this beautiful little travel case. It feels really premium, and it's super small. Like, that's the whole video setup. So go check out that previous video. We'll put a link to that in the description too, where you can actually see a whole video I produced with just this. And so I'm very, very excited to take this with me and to document all the things that I get up to over there in Iceland. All right, that go. Now, because sometimes I'll be on my own and I won't have somebody to run the camera for me, and I may want to do some vlogging style talking head stuff, I got this. This is 2 different pieces that I got, and those again are linked in the description. This is an articulating arm from Small Rig. I just love those guys, man. They make such good, sturdy, thoughtful things. And there's a bigger one than this that you can actually get that they make all as one unit, but I wanted something really compact. And so I went ahead and just got these 2 pieces together, and it's not very expensive, but this is going to enable me to clamp the Osmo Pocket onto things, and when I need to get a certain shot, like whether it's the edge of a chair or a table or a lamp or a post or something, and I'll be able to get some shots unassisted. And along with that face tracking and stuff that it does, I think I'll be able to do all the filming I need to do with just this as support. So highly recommend that. Now let's get to the sort of non-photography related stuff. Now this is going to be just some personal touches that I like to take with me. First, I got 4 kids, man. I travel with my family a lot, and I don't know that I can make it through a trip without my Bose Quiet Comfort. These are what I think are incredibly reasonably priced for what you get when you cut into like premium over-ear noise canceling headphones. These are right down the middle on price, very competitive, and the quality is incredible. The noise canceling is wild. It's got battery life is really good. And on the latest versions, the Bose until recently, they were using still like a USB mini connector. So since they've been updated to USB-C, which is so nice since everything else I have pretty much charges on USB-C, you will have to from time to time change out the ear pads, but they're only a couple of bucks and it takes 5 minutes to swap them out. And it gives them every time you get a new, I went through 4 or 5 pairs of ear pads on the last one, and every time you put on a new pair of ear pads, you just forget how comfortable these things are. They are absolutely brilliant, and I'll just keep buying them. As long as they keep making them this good, I'll keep buying them. So again, link to that in the description. Highly recommend some good over-ear headphones for a flight. So we'll stick those in here. Ready to rock and roll. Boop. All right, now let's talk about charging as well. This is going to be a little tough because I don't have a link for this because I don't even know what brand it is. This is just something I bought at a random electronics store, but I want to talk about what it is and what to look for. This is just a USB power bank, and lots of us have these, right, laying around, but this has a couple of things that I think are really important. In fact, I'll be kind of getting an updated one because I've had this so long and used it so much, it doesn't hold a charge as long as it used to. But it's got a built-in Lightning and USB-C connector just built into the device, so I don't have to carry a cable with me when I'm out running around. It's also got a USB-A type connector on the top here so that you can actually use this as a charging block because it also plugs into the wall, which I love. And obviously, if you're traveling overseas, you're going to need some kind of a converter device to use power overseas. But this will not only charge itself overnight, but you can charge my camera on the USB-C and my phone on the Lightning and be charging another device off the USB-A. So I can charge 3 things and the device itself overnight. And it's just absolutely brilliant to be able to do that. This will charge my Fuji probably 2 or 3 times when I'm out during the day. So I don't have to carry a bunch of extra batteries. I just pop this into that little bag. And then when I stop for lunch, I just plug my Fuji in for a half an hour. And then I'm ready to go for the rest of the day. So that's pretty fantastic. To pair with this, I have this small rig cable, or is it a Belkin cable? It's a Belkin cable, which I've linked also in the description. This is a 3-in-1. This is very useful. It comes in handy more than you think. So it goes USB-A to a mini micro USB adapter, but it's got these other little adapters on the end of it that will either be USB-C or Lightning. So basically, you got one cable to rule them all, one cable that does everything. And this will also plug in to this. So now I've got a charger that will charge anything as well as 2 other devices and itself. So this is all the power management stuff that I bring with me. This keeps everything charged the entire trip. And I've been using it for years, and it's way better than it has any right to be. And then finally, let's talk about storage. I'm going to be doing a lot of 4K video. I'm going to be doing a lot of large file photography. And so I always take an external drive so that my laptop or iPad don't get overwhelmed. This is the Samsung T7 Shield. And I know that certain times hard drives can be pretty expensive, but you don't want to run out of space on a trip and have to start deleting images or worrying about that file management problem. So this is what I found to be the reliable hard drive for travel. I'd used it for years and years and years. It's so compact. But it's basically the Samsung T7 hard drive, but with sort of a rubber coating around it that it just gives it a little more impact resistance. And I must have a dozen of these hanging around from over the years, just full, and they have never let me down. And so I really do swear by these Samsung T7s, and the Shield will give you that extra rubberized coating to keep it a little more shock resistant. And that's it. That's basically the whole shebang. So we're going to pack this up. wrap up my cords, be ready to rock and roll. So do me a favor. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because what's going to happen is when I'm on this trip, I'm going to be taking a lot of photos and I'm going to be doing a lot of video. And if any of that turns into anything, it's going to end up here on Adorama TV. And by the way, if you've been to Iceland before and you got some great travel recommendations, put those in the comments. I don't even have a whole trip planned out yet. So if you've got a good suggestion, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have some safe travels out there, and I will see you in the next video.